Awesome. We are now live streaming to YouTube, everyone, just so that you remember that. We can move on since there are no corrections, just straight through our agenda. And so we will start with executive reports, beginning with Miles. You can go ahead, Miles, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Allie. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you to everybody who helped out with the flags for Mental Health Week. Great job, Campus Life, so far. Sorry that the food trucks got postponed, but that'll be held until tomorrow, like Caroline stated. But just some updates. I'm meeting with Vice President Rue next week on Monday, so if you have anything for her, just let me know. Additionally, Parent Council meeting tomorrow. Dr. Winty will be in attendance, so if anybody has anything to update or wants me to portray it to the Parent Council, please let me know before tomorrow, or I'll just kind of go off of what my perspective is of the student body and kind of how we're going so far and what we should be expecting for the next semester. And hats off to Drew and then kind of doing all the President's Leadership Series stuff. I know he invited, I think, up to the entire Senate now. So hopefully everybody can be in attendance. Drew has worked extremely hard on this. So thank you, Drew, and thank you to everybody who's been in that planning process. And lastly, this will come out next week, but I just wanted to throw it out there because there might be people who are interested in kind of doing this. So I sit on there's this committee, the naming committee. So we're looking at kind of revamping or changing some of the names of some buildings and scholarships around the university for the next semester. And we are having a call to conversation kind of thing in April, which I'll be leading with some moderators from the C2Cs. So if any, I've made a list already of the students who I'm prioritizing to be at those C2Cs. So there will be a general email sent to the whole student body about what the committee is and the principles and all that. And then there will be a separate email that will come from Dean Walton and Trustee Boswell on who we've kind of picked to be like our priority kind of list. But there's still open slots for that. So if anybody wants to do that, you can hit me up in the, well, let me see if you want to hit me in the chat, direct message me like right now. I can put you on that list, but I would need to know by like at least tomorrow at the latest. So if you want to be part of that kind of conversation about how we can do that, that'd be great. So I can add you onto that list and send that off to CER. But most importantly, this is for really having all the, I put D&I already on it. So I put a lot of you on it already. So just know that. But if anybody's interested and anybody else interested in doing it, that's fine. But I think we can hold up to 70 people. So it's just a great conversation for us to have, especially going forward with the university and whatnot. So I'll give you more updates as that comes out. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Allie, I'm done. Yeah.
Any questions for Miles? All right, so moving on to my report, working on Deacon Dining Appreciation. You should expect to see a resolution about that probably next week because it will be happening as a day the week following, I believe, or 2 weeks from then. So just stay tuned. That's coming down the pike. It'll be one day, involve flowers and food for Deacon Dining and perhaps like a social media graphic of some kind, but details to come. For the admissions panel, we have finalized who will be in it. To those of you who wanted to do it, I really appreciate you reaching out. It basically came down to a decision of how we could represent the most student organizations and the most student experiences possible. And with the limited availability of the sophomore senators, we picked a freshman senator and a sophomore senator who counterbalanced each other. So that's kind of how it went. So Dan O'Connell and Pilar will be joining Miles and myself with the admissions panel. We're really excited for that, but thank you everyone who wanted to do it. I wish I could have said yes to more people. Moving on from that, Mental Health Week is happening, and I would like to be the first person, but certainly not the last person in this meeting to say that it is absolutely crucial that we have volunteers at all of our events and people posting things all over their social medias and acknowledging that Whitechapel is green. Our Campus Life Committee has done so much work to prepare for this and then undo all their planning and redo all their planning as COVID changed and code shifting changed and weather changed. So I fully expect to be seeing lots of volunteers on these streets. I will be checking every day. If you have not met your extracurriculars, I'm sure Caroline will touch on this a little bit as well, but if you have not met them, you should be signing up for Mental Health Week activities. And big, huge congrats to Dave and Caroline for really putting this together along with their whole committee. And then just a side note for committee meetings and Code Yellow. With Code Yellow change, you guys can meet in person. It's up to your co-chair's discretion. They will be reaching out to you if that's something that you guys are going to be doing. But I do want to remind everyone that you do still have to follow COVID guidelines. This is something that we can do until it no longer is safe or beneficial for our organization. And you also, each senator has the absolute right to say this is not something you're comfortable with, or if you're not in Winston, to say that that's not something that you can really do. And that's entirely okay. And so just please reach out to your committee co-chairs, or if you prefer to meet, and we can work out logistics, but just know that there might be some meetings that move into yellow. And if that's the thing that you guys are really excited for, I'm really excited for you. If it's something that makes you uncomfortable, just let me know and we can work a way through it. And then a side note that I forgot to put on here, as of today, I'm working on Project Wake for the incoming freshman class. So if anyone has ideas about what they would like implemented in the Project Wake theme for the students to, they read the books or whatever along that theme, and we create discussion questions. If anyone has any ideas about something that's important for the incoming class to discuss, you can let me know and I can bring those to those meetings, which will be in the next couple weeks. Any questions? Okay, Victoria.
Hi, I don't have much now that the budget cycle has died down, but I'm starting to update the annual work plan and think forward towards SBAC applications for next year. I'm also working with the SBAC co-chairs on working on clearer presentation guidelines and conference travel funding guidelines. And then the budget appeals are due on March 23rd, and we're approving those on a rolling basis. So if any of you, the clubs that you're in, want to submit something, I look at them every day. So.
Any questions for Victoria? Okay, Caroline.
Hey everyone. Huge congrats to Campus Life Committee and PR Committee for doing a great job on Mental Health Week. Please keep signing up for extracurriculars. There's lots of opportunities to get extracurriculars, and I know that many of you still have yet to complete your requirements. If you're unsure of where you're at, I sent out an email that updates you on how many you've completed last semester and this semester. Just as a reminder, you need 4 by the end of the year. So if you completed 2 last semester, you have to complete another 2 this semester. But if you didn't complete any last semester, then you need to complete 4 by the end of the year. So just keep that in mind as you sign up for different volunteering shifts, and there will be lots of opportunities later in the semester too if you need to get more later. And SG Socials is also continuing, so that's another way to get extracurricular points.
Questions for Caroline? All right, Drew.
Hey all, sorry, bad example and did not do my slides. But Miles mentioned PLS, President's Leadership Series, is a week from tomorrow, March 24th at 7 p.m. via Zoom. It's a invite to everyone here who would like to go. It is not a requirement for non-cabinet members. Just text me, email me, whatever, I'll add you to the list. We're gonna have a brief remarks and then a really nice call to conversation. A major shout out to Director Scott from the Leadership and Character Program. But other than that, just text me and I'll make sure you're on the list. But thanks.
Questions for Drew? Okay. Advisors or advisor who's present, both of whom are lovely. Any updates, unless you're not here yet? One second, guys. right, we are advisorless at the moment, so we'll loop back to this. Academic.
Hey everyone, so we're starting to finalize some of our Faculty Appreciation Week events. And I just want to remind you all to submit some of your shout outs to favorite professors or just the faculty in general through the form that is in the GroupMe. I can send that again in the chat in a moment. Other than that, we're starting to look into potential foreign language expansion. So maybe offering a new foreign language at Wake. This is in the very early stages, but I will say something that we're considering heavily is American Sign Language, but no promises on that yet. And then just an update on fall course registration. It's kind of up in the air right now. A lot of it's contingent on what COVID's looking like. But of course, with vaccinations on campus, it's starting to look better and better. So course registration obviously won't be at the typical time in like 2 weeks. That's not going to happen. It's going to be probably closer to the end of the semester. So more to come on that.
Yeah, Dave.
Just about the course registration, will the list of courses offered in the fall also be later coming out?
Yeah. So today, I believe they started releasing summer stuff. So yeah, we're a bit behind on all of that just because they're waiting to see what's happening with COVID.
Thank you.
Ethan and then Caroline Wright.
Are you hoping to roll out the foreign language expansion for next semester or in long?
Well, from just what I know about the process of offering new classes, it's a long process and I doubt would be able to be implemented in the fall. And it's something that we've just started looking into, so I couldn't give you a clear answer on that yet.
I think it would be safe to assume though, Ethan, that they would have to hire faculty. So that would be in itself a pretty lengthy process.
Yes.
Caroline and then Marion.
Is it possible that course registration could be in the summer, like housing might be?
I'd say it's certainly possible, but we're not exactly sure what the timeline is on that. But yeah, that's not out of the question, I wouldn't say.
Marion.
I'm not sure if you can answer this, but I was told that summer class registration happens also during the time that you register for fall classes. One, is that true? And if it is that also going to be delayed in the same process?
I'm not sure if you register at the same time. I don't think you would. I think they would keep it separate, but I don't know.
I actually have an answer to that question. Summer school registration started yesterday. I'm already signed up for a class for the summer.
There it is. Thanks, Dave.
Any other questions for academic? Alrighty then, campus life.
Everyone, it's Mental Health Week. Get excited. It's so fun. We're so excited to make mental health more talked about and seen on campus, hopefully. The theme is Break the Stigma. So we would love to see y'all come out and volunteer at our events, or even if you don't have the ability to volunteer, just to come be present at our events, because a big SG presence would be huge. I can go through the first couple bullet points, and then Caroline can go through the next couple. The food truck that was supposed to be tonight is postponed until tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be having an ice cream truck from 6 to 8 on Lower Quad by the Fireside in Manchester, which is really exciting. And the student union trivia is now virtual tonight.
The events we need the most volunteers at is the yoga class tomorrow at 2 p.m. We're unsure if that'll be on the Lower Quad where we have the space reserved, but we do have a room in the gym if it happens to rain then. And then we also have another food pop-up tomorrow. It's green smoothies for St. Patrick's Day. They're like superfood smoothies. And then there's one about caffeine and chocolate and how that affects your brain and mental health. And that's going to be on Thursday. We were originally told that they didn't need any volunteers, but they do want students there. So as soon as I have a time for those, I'll throw them in the sign-up sheet and then send you guys an email, because I met the dietitian, the campus dietitian, on Monday at the Kind Bar event. She was super excited to meet students. and is really interested in what we were doing. So I'd be really happy to see you guys out there. Thank you for everyone who's come out to events so far. And then we have our meeting with Vice President Rue next Thursday if you have anything you want us to bring up to her. And that's it.
Questions for campus life? Okay, DNI.
Today, one committee member and I met with Dr. Yarfis to readdress some of the questions that you guys had last time when Dr. Yarfis visited Senate, and just a general update that the CD committee are planning to have a vote on the curriculum next month. And yeah, we just wanted to inquire about how they plan on creating a safe to ensure creating a safer place to have difficult dialogues inside the classroom. So.
And Pilar's Wi-Fi is a bit spotty, so I can hop in and give the Greek Life update since I'm working on that with her. So we're just starting to communicate with Panhellenic leaders and other members of Greek Life, and we're hoping to implement the RIDE framework.
Mariana or Edna?
Yeah, so Edna and I met with Dr. V last week in regards to the bias reporting system. We spoke to him about basically what it is, how do people submit forms, what happens after they submit the forms, who it goes to, how long it takes to get a response and things of that nature. It was a really good conversation and we got a lot of information about it. And we're planning to go forward with the project and implement other ways to make it more accessible to students.
Thank you, Marianne, and thank you, Kate, and thank you, Uma. Does anyone have questions for diversity and inclusion? Okay, Judiciary.
Hey everyone, so we are continuing the archival review process. We've got hundreds of documents being scanned, super exciting stuff, but it's going to take a long time, admittedly, to actually scan those documents. Nonetheless, we are hoping to have all legislation scanned by next week. We currently have 1990 to 1993 completed, so we're hoping to complete the rest relatively soon. We also had a meeting with Allie Clayton last week. We talked about the Canvas course, the feasibility of doing that, and the future of the Conduct Coalition. Cindy can touch more on that in a moment. And then huge shout out for everyone who attended our Democracy Week simulation. It went really well, we think. As a reminder, just keep filling out that exit survey. We'd certainly appreciate that. And then the David Petraeus event was moved to Monday, March 31st now at 6 p.m. And we will be hanging up flyers on Saturday, March 20th at 3:30 p.m. That will count as an extracurricular. So if you're interested in volunteering, we will be meeting at ZSR and giving you flyers. Cindy, do you want to touch on the meeting with Allie Clayton?
Yeah, sure. So we had our meeting with Allie Clayton towards the end of last week, talking about the Canvas course. After that conversation, Ethan and I kind of decided that it would be best to table that and present that as a potential idea for the Conduct Coalition that we will be summing up in a report to pass on to whoever fills our co-chair positions for next year. So that's kind of everything in a nutshell.
Any questions for Judiciary?
Oh, one more thing. If you want to sign up to attend the David Petraeus event, you can scan the QR code. That's not an extracurricular, but if you're just interested to hear what he has to say, you can sign up that way.
Any questions?
One point of clarification real quick. March 31st is a Wednesday, so just to clarify that.
So it's on Wednesday, not Monday. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So Wednesday, March 31st, not Monday, whatever that date is. Any other questions? Okay, then PR.
Hi everyone. So like everyone has been saying, it's Mental Health Week. Campus Life Committee has done a really good job organizing events, but we have to kind of promote them to get people there. So continue to repost stuff, continue to share, send to friends, send in group chats, all of that just to get people at those events and learn more about mental health. The event that the David Petraeus event, we are getting that graphic under approval right now, making sure that we can post that probably come that week of. We're working on t-shirt designs. One of our committee members is working on that. So we'll probably have updates for you later on that. And then I'm also going to send, oh, thanks, Dave. A link in the chat. We mentioned this earlier about Senator Spotlight. So if there's a senator, co-chairs or senators, if you want to nominate each other, who's done a really good job, is working on something really cool, whether in student government or another club, we love to kind of promote that and highlight their work on campus. So feel free to nominate people. It's a really cool way to like kind of promote like all the good things that we're doing here. So feel free to send them in, and then we'll be doing story posts probably starting next week. Thanks.
Any questions for PR?
I have one. Where's the Senator Spotlight form found?
I just sent it in the chat. I think it's there.
Any other questions? Okay, physical planning.
Hey guys, so we are finalizing our Earth Week theme and details, and we are meeting with PR about that probably soon. We're also painting the SG Earth Month banner with the Office of Sustainability on Thursday and Friday from 3 to 7. So I would absolutely love if y'all could sign up to do that. I'm going to send the link to our signups. I believe it's an extracurricular, and that would be super helpful. And I will say that there's a rain plan for it. So if it rains on Thursday, we're doing it on Friday. And if it rains on Friday, we're doing it on Thursday. But everything's a little bit tentative because of the rain. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. But regardless, it'll be either this Thursday and Friday or probably early next week. We're working on Deacon Dining Appreciation Day with the BSA, and I believe there might be a few other organizations helping along with that. I am not actually too sure, but that's really exciting. We had another great meeting with Mr. Wise. Meredith actually went to that one and she wasn't able to be at Senate, but another successful meeting. We were basically talking about Deacon Dining Appreciation Day. And yeah, sign up for mental health week events. PR and Campus Life have done a great job with all of that. So we want to support our fellow student government members, and it's a super important week, and it's a fun one as well. And happy Hello Yellow. This is exciting stuff. So hope y'all are able to enjoy our more loose restrictions.
Any questions for physical planning? Okay, stop.
What's up, everyone? Get excited. We are chartering, not right now, but like next semester. We met with Aaron Forbes and Shauna McNeil, and we are tentatively approving a lot of the stuff that we came up with a little before COVID. So yeah, Dave, woo chartering indeed. So really excited about that. We will be moving forward, and then, yeah.
And then our next big project for the semester is we're going to be reaching out this week to all active student organizations on campus to kind of do like a follow-up meeting to the survey that we did last semester, just trying to meet one-on-one with exec members to kind of gauge not just COVID questions, but just how their organization is doing in general. So we'll keep you guys updated with that.
Any questions for SOC? Okay, before we move to the COVID conversation, I know Tim is here, so our lovely advisor, Tim Wilkinson.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, Tim. I don't know if I'm buying the sincerity and all those hellos tonight, but I'll take it. Hope you're all having a good week. I don't have a ton this week. You may have said this before I got here, apologize for being late. You already know we have one food truck tomorrow, ice cream. It's going to be a nice night. Wake Radio is playing, so come out. Allie, do we have students who are able to assist tomorrow night with lines?
Caroline and Dave, do we have students who have signed
Sorry,
up?
Caroline and
The
Dave.
announcement at the very end. I copied and pasted the event sign up event, people who are on it onto Wednesday. So I'll send an email to everyone who's currently signed up to make sure they can do tomorrow night too. If not, we'll have more people fill those spots.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. I mean, so it'll just be ice cream tomorrow night, but it's supposed to be a lovely night, and we'll have music. Thanks for others who came out to Spring Wake this weekend. It was fun to actually see people and have live music. Manchester is filling up, so we're super excited about Fireside at Manchester. I'm going to throw this out, not necessarily, to student government, but with you all doing Tuesday food trucks, I don't expect you to do more if there's student organizations out there that are interested in sponsoring or co-sponsoring this. Saturday, I believe it's Saturday, April 3rd, the Saturday before Easter. We're working under the assumption that there's going to be a good amount of students still here for Easter, but that is also the Final Four. We have some residence hall floors that are going to sponsor the national championship game, a watch party on Monday night, but we really want to get some groups to sponsor the two Final Four games. We'll work with you to set it all up, perhaps get some food trucks. But we figure it's a good opportunity. And that's the one Saturday we don't have anyone covering an event. So if you are part of a student organization or organizations that may be interested in taking that on, shoot me an email and we can sit and we can talk. Yellow status. We've been getting a lot of questions about the off-campus trip protocols. I would advise you, if your groups are interested in off-campus trips, understand that when we're talking off-campus trips, we're talking about a concerted effort to go someplace. If you're going to Ronaldo Village or your organization's going to go see a movie in town, you don't necessarily need to put an off-campus trip form in for that. If it's something that is more significant, let us know. But if you're just going to be around town with your group, that's not something we need a form. Happy Mental Health Week. And just a reminder, even in yellow status, make sure that if you're thinking of doing something, come sit down with us to talk about event planning. We just want to make sure that we end the semester strong with structure because we're doing so well. So that's what I have this week. Thank you all. And Shauna is not here this week.
Questions for Tim?
Do you have any updates on Shag on the Mag? Sorry, I just completely ignored the raise hand thing.
You're fine.
No, great question. We are playing around with some different ideas. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I know Student Union is playing with some different ideas. I will say we're trying to make some decisions whether or not we are going to try to do Shag on the Mag this year or if we're going to move into a different direction, simply because even with the updated yellow status, trying to come up with an event similar to Shag on the Mag that works is not as easy as you would think. And I'm not saying you think it's easy. So Student Union's working on a few different ideas. They came to me today actually with a new idea. So I want to respect the fact that they're still working through some new ideas, but we should have some announcements in the next few days.
Jack.
Hi, Tim. I was just wondering if you had any information on possibly opening the balconies in the residence halls, if that might happen, or just anything that you know about it.
Jack, to my understanding, it's something that's still being looked at, but I don't think we're quite there. I think we feel very good about the outdoor spaces, as well as the fact that we're able to open up indoor spaces, larger spaces that allow for 25. And I know Res Life is still working through different lounge and kitchen ideas. When I say lounge and kitchen ideas, including some lounges that have kitchens, if that makes sense. Basically, I think, and this is me talking, so let me be clear on that. What we are trying to do when it comes to figuring out opening spaces is in a way that we put in allows for maximum impact. So larger spaces where we can have larger groups. My perception is that balconies just don't quite meet that. It's kind of like where we're at with lounges. If we can still only have 10 individuals in, say, a lounge on Davis, it's just not worth the effort of operationalizing that, if that makes sense. And that doesn't diminish the fact that people want to have lounges or balconies. But we're being pulled in so many different directions. We would rather concentrate on spaces that can have larger groups of students in a safe manner. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so it's still in the conversation, I will tell you that, but I will be honest, I don't believe it's a priority.
Thank you. Any other questions? Also, sorry, Tim. Caroline just pointed out to me that your name is misspelled. I must have accidentally deleted the N before.
Wow, you did.
I'm sorry. Maybe it was right, at 7.
I mean, I was advising student government and when, most of you were still in like 8th grade. Get my name right. I'm joking. Have a good week, everybody. I'm here if you need me.
COVID liaisons, any updates? I'll go back to your slide in a second.
Hi, everyone. So really just one thing this week. Jackson, Drew, and I had a really productive meeting with Director Chris Dinkins from the COVID-19 office yesterday. Just a couple of key points from that meeting. If students are not getting daily Sneeze Safe reminders, they should fill out the Sneeze Safe survey reminders request, which I can put the link to that in the chat. And also an update, if you receive the vaccine, you're going to continue to get tested for COVID. And also quarantine policies have not changed for people who are getting the vaccine.
Questions? Tim, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a question about testing. I know that the CDC guidelines got updated over the weekend or a little bit before that. If they're not recommending that you need to get tested if you've been exposed after you get the vaccine, why are we still doing testing for students who have gotten it?
I mean, we're just relaying the information. We don't make those decisions at the end of the day.
Okay.
I would also just add that the CDC still believes that you can get COVID with the vaccine. So I think until there's a little bit more information on the vaccine and a longer term view of what it really looks like, caution is really our benefit. Other questions? Okay, then I will close out the PowerPoint and we can move through the rest of our agenda. Does anyone have new business? Senate reports. Constituent concerns. Announcements.
Hey, just let me know if you still want to be part of that discussion in April with the naming committee.
Dave.
I know I've said this before and I probably sound like a broken record, but sign up for Dating Deacons. We're doing big things this semester and I think it's going to be our biggest semester yet. Yeah, so sign up. It's awesome. Make a new friend.
I have 2 announcements. One, I'm working on kind of a side project to try and help acknowledge the work of student leaders this past COVID year in some kind of physical representation at Wake. So if you think of any organizations or individual leaders on campus that have made a huge difference or maybe a small difference for a really important group of people, and you want to just send me a text with those names or organizations and we can go through their execs. That'd be really, really helpful. We want to make sure that we're acknowledging the work that students have done to step outside themselves this year and really make our community safe. So that's one. Second thing is that I'm going to try, and I make no promises, but we're going to try to reserve outdoor space for one Senate that is less formal before elections. There's some logistics I have to work out, but I would really like for everyone who's on campus to be able to have at least one Senate in person with other senators and get that experience, because especially for you first year senators or senators who just joined Senate this year, that is something you have missed out on. And it is really great. And it's part of the appeal of student government to be in that space with everyone on Tuesdays. So we will, try to make that happen as much as is possible. Any other announcements?
I just have one announcement. So there's a new task force in the judicial wing of university that I'm on called the Honor Task Force, and I'm trying to compile some student feedback about any experiences students have with our conduct process or just the honor system more generally. If you have any thoughts about that or have been through the system and want to relay that information to me, that would be great. If you don't feel comfortable sharing that and you would like to do it anonymously, I can also establish a form for that. But any feedback you might have would be great. Thanks.
Any other announcements?
Campus garden hours have started back up during the week. They are happening 5 to 6 p.m. every weekday and then on Sundays too. So if you ever want to come out to campus garden, they're open back up during yellow status.
Any other announcements?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. Okay. Anyone opposed, please use the raise hand function. Okay. Y'all are free to go. Have a happy Tuesday.
Thank you.
Sign up for mental health week events.
Bye-bye.